Welcome to the Iconic Life podcast, where we gather around the virtual tables for real, soulful conversations about what it means to live a life of calling, wealth, joy, and purpose. I'm your host, Hannah Elsey. I'm the founder of Agora Wellness, creator of the Iconist movement. I call myself a transformation midwife, an overflow activator, and a movement builder of a community of visionary women who are choosing to lead and live lives they are wildly in love with. You guys, here we don't do that surface level chatter. We go deep. We talk about truth and the kind of stories that remind us that we are limitless when we are walking in our divine purpose and identity. When I say living iconically, here's what I mean by that. It's remembering who you were created to be and choosing to live from that place fully and unapologetically. It's saying yes to your divine calling, even when it's messy, and building wealth, legacy, and joy from a place of overflow. It's leading movements, raising families, and co-creating a life that feels like art with our Creator. Because living iconically means you aren't chasing a dream. You are the dream. And today we're going to dive into that together. Welcome to the table. All right. Table of Icons. Happy Friday. Welcome to the end of our beautiful week together. Again, dropping in here a little bit on the later side. Today also got away from me. It's so interesting. In our part of the world, we are bracing for, anticipating and preparing for a massive winter storm pouring down from the Arctic Circle, I guess. So, I had to do some grocery shopping. Actually, I had to do grocery shopping anyway. Our family was ready for some groceries in the household, but it felt like I was grocery shopping on the day before Thanksgiving or Christmas because it was quite chaotic and busy out there. But we are home, we are settled, we are stocked and stored up and hunkering down. I can hear the wind blowing outside, the wind chime on our back porch. Kind of bracing for that and settling in. But I just wanted to settle into this and just close out our week together. Just kind of wrap it up a little bit. We made it. Friday. The end of our week together at the table. But not the end of our time together, I hope. But I just want to take a minute and acknowledge what we've done this week and what we've talked about, what we've gone through, because they're not small things, right? These are big things we've talked about. We've talked about what wealth really, truly means. Not just financial, right? But holistic wealth. Freedom, peace, options, resourcing. We talked about the gap, about why the old playbook doesn't work anymore, about why so many of us are working harder than ever, and yet still we feel like we're falling behind. We talked about possibilities and potentials. That was a fun one, right? About how wealth building doesn't have to be complicated or take decades upon decades. And about how these tools are available to us right now, today even, that can actually change the game for us and for our futures and for our families forever. And then yesterday we got kind of real. Tried to do it as gently as possible. But about why this matters, why it matters to me, why it should matter to you, why it matters to you. Because if you're here, it matters to you. We talked about choosing ourselves, choosing yourself, choosing myself. And about building a future that doesn't require us to have to ask for permission, but one that we can boldly choose and joyfully create. And I've loved reading your comments and listening to your voice notes, and I've just been feeling that energy all this week, and I'm so thankful for it. The DMs, the one-on-one chats, I've been loving it. And what I'm hearing is, so many yes, I want to learn, I'm ready, I want to build, I want more, I desire this, right? And I'm so here to tell you that you can, in fact, have more. And here's the thing, this week at our table, this Table of Icons week with me, it's just the beginning. It was just a taste, right? It was an introduction to the work that I'm building and doing. And if you are ready to go deeper with me, if you're ready to actually do this work, take those steps, if you're ready to link arms with other women and men who are building wealth together and creating iconic lives, I want to invite you into the next phase, the something that I've been building, that I'm so excited about, so passionate over. And it's called our Next Era Wealth Community. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the next era, the modern era of building wealth, a new way of thinking about wealth holistically, a new way of building wealth together in collaboration, not competition or gatekeeping, like I said yesterday. Because here's what I know is that we're not meant to do it alone. I know I'm not. I don't want to do it alone. I want to be connected. I want to belong, right? Sometimes I feel like the old model of wealth building was somewhat isolating and extremely competitive. It was secretive. It was every man for himself, or woman, right? Actually, but it was more like every man for himself. It's kind of the old boys club, is that what they used to call it, right? And that doesn't work. Not for me. Not for you, I expect. Not for the kind of world that I want to live in. And I think that what we are building. Collaboration without competition. That is a phrase that I carry with me every single day. And I wholeheartedly believe. Because when we come together, when we share what we're learning, when we lift each other up instead of tearing each other down, you guys, that is when the beauty and the magic happens. And that's when we get to do amazing things, create iconic lives, create generational wealth, change our family lines forever. And that is what Next Era Wealth is all about. It's a community. It's a Telegram channel where we're going to continue this conversation. Some of you are already in there. I would invite all of you to join me in there. But we're going to continue this conversation around investment options, around crypto, around banking, around WeFi, which I am definitely pushing the beginning of this year because that's when the opportunity is there. We're going to talk about investing in precious metals, opportunities for that. We're going to talk about triple compounding, all of these things that I'm learning. I'm going to share with you guys, and we're going to link arms and learn together. And we may make mistakes here and there, but we also may have exponential, chill rocket ship growth. Let's do it. And because it's not just me talking at you, right? It is us learning together, watching out for each other, checking each other's, information and watching each other's backs. I'm going to be sharing what I'm learning in real time. I'm going to be transparent about what I'm doing, my investments, my strategies, my wins, and my mistakes, because I've made them, you guys. We're going to have workshops, intensives. I'm creating right now just a basic crypto mastery, the crypto make it make sense kind of in-depth intensive. So it's not just the kind of a taster masterclass, but an actual deep dive into it, so you can go ahead and set up your crypto wallets and get on the exchanges and know what you're talking about and what people are talking about when they're throwing around phrases like gas fees and Ethereum and layer 1 and layer 2 coins and all of those things, right? Deep dives into the things that you're curious about but don't even know where to start to learn. You want to understand crypto without all the jargon? We're going to do that. We're going to make it as simple as possible. And then let's learn about investing into precious metals, gold, silver, copper, palladium, all the things, right? We're going to learn about banking. We're going to talk a lot about that because that is truly this tsunami of a wave that is just building right now. And we want to ride that wave. We don't want it to crash on us. We want to ride the crest and soar with it. So we're really going to talk about that and how to do it and how we're building that. We're going to, definitely have some presentations on WeFi and how that it's different from, it's this next era of wealth and how it works and how finance, the next era of finance, I should say, how it's working, and how it's bridging the old traditional way with the new way in crypto and whatnot. So here's what's really different about next era wealth. It's not just information. It is implementation as well. You're not just going to learn facts, okay? You're also going to go out and do the things that we're learning. You're going to set up your wallets. You're going to get your accounts. You're going to have your hot wallets, your cold wallets, your seed phrases, inscribed in like metal plates and paper, and know where they're at and keep them where, in safe places. You're going to do the things, right? And you're going to set up your DO banking accounts, and you're going to get people on your teams, and you're going to build and see massive generational wealth building. Because I'm not interested in you just knowing things. I'm interested in you doing things, taking action, messy, imperfect action, and building actual wealth. So, creating spaces for questions, for accountability, for a community. We're going to meet other women and men who are on this journey with us. Women who get it, who are choosing themselves, who are done waiting for permission, who are leading themselves and their families and their communities and making a difference in the world. Together, we are going to build something incredible. And I want to be so clear. I am not a financial advisor, right? I don't know all the answers. I am not telling you what to do with your money and your wealth. I'm just giving you information, right? This is education and equipping. And this is not some get-rich-quick schemes, right? This isn't me promising that if you join us, you're going to be a millionaire by next month, because that's not real, and I would never insult your intelligence by pretending it is, and I would never put something out like that because I know there's no substance to that. What I am promising you, though, is that if you show up, if you stay curious, if you lean in and you're willing to learn and take imperfect action and ask good questions, you will grow your wealth. You will, because you're doing it. You will gain confidence. You will build the foundation that can hold you no matter what life throws at you. And that, my loves, is what holistic wealth is all about. It's not just about your bank account, your 401ks, your stocks, your funds, your investments. It's about peace of mind. It's about waking up in the morning and knowing, I have resources, I have options, I have community. I'm not doing this alone. It's about being able to look at the future for your children and know that you can smile because you can give them all the opportunities. It's about being able to say yes to the opportunities that light you up and no to the things that are draining you. It's about building a life where money works for you instead of you having to hustle and work for money. And you, my loves, it's about freedom. Financial freedom, yes, but also emotional freedom, time freedom. The freedom to live your life on your terms. And that's what we're building in Next Era Wealth. And I want you there. I want your voice. I want your questions. I want your dreams. I want your doubts and your curiosity, right? Because this community, it's only as strong as the men and women who show up. And I know that you are one of those women. You wouldn't have made it through this whole week with me if you weren't. You wouldn't have answered the questions, voted in the polls, dropped the voice notes, done the activations. If some part of you, a little part of you is saying, yes, I am ready for this. So here's what I want you to do. Take a beautiful deep breath in with me right now. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And I want you to ask yourself, am I ready to step into the next era of my wealth? Am I ready to choose myself? Am I ready to build something that lasts? If the answer is yes, even if it's a scared yes, even if it's a I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm willing to try yes, then I want you to join us. I'm going to drop the link to the Next Era Wealth Telegram channel in the comments, right? Or in the next post. So click it, join us, introduce yourself, tell us your name, where you're from, what you're most excited to learn from, and maybe even what you're most scared of. Like, let's be honest and authentic and real and genuine. And then I want you to just to show up. Just keep showing up. That's how wealth gets built. That's how life changes. It's not in one giant leap, right? Generally, but in small, consistent steps. In the choosing of yourself and your desired future again and again and again and again. And I can promise you that on the other side of that decision, there's freedom waiting for you. So let's do this. Let's link arms. Let's build the next era of our wealth together. I'll see you in Next Era Wealth. I can't wait to continue this journey with you. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me today for another conversation inside the Iconic Life Podcast. Remember, every choice we make leaves a mark, so make them wisely. Your most iconic life isn't out there waiting in the somewhere for you. It's the one you are choosing and creating right now. So keep choosing with intention. Keep choosing truth. Keep choosing joy. And if today's conversation stirred something in you, please share this episode with your friends. Leave us a review and help us spread this movement of women and men who are living, leading, and loving iconically. I'll see you back here next time.